All right, we are live. Uh-oh. I might need to, reload this. Hold on. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? There we go. All right. Live. SMS. What's up, guys? We're going to do a good show today. Oh. Got a request from a Mr. Christopher Franchi to not talk about Pokemon, so that's all we're going to talk about. Sunny day here. Let's close these blinds a little bit. It's beautiful out. Oh. All right. We got there we go. What's up, everybody? Oh my gosh, a little hungover. A little hungover, but feeling good, feeling blessed. Life is good. Brenda's taking the kids to go do some they're gonna do Easter egg hunt. It's like 29 degrees outside, so Kaneda's gonna hold back. Brenda does her Pilates, and I talk pinball on Saturday mornings. How's everybody doing? Solancha, morning, everybody. Everybody, I feel like everyone's in a good mood lately. I think the pinball people in general are in a good mood. I think everyone's feeling spring is sprung. We've got all these new pinball machines. We're going to talk about all of them today on this edition of the Saturday Morning Spectacular. I'm excited to see more people get their games, unbox their games. We're going to talk about Winchester unboxings, Pokemon unboxings. And we're going to answer whatever you guys want to talk about. Want to thank all the new club members. We've got a bunch of new people this week. It's good. We're almost at 700 again. I feel like 700 is the sort of like the cap. My goal was always to get to 800. I don't think we're ever going to get there unless I don't know what else to do. I maybe do more interviews. I could get to 800. I don't know. Talk about Turner Pinball. Get your game in 2028. Kaz, how you doing, brother? Let everybody come through the door. We've got our Pikachu on. I'm very, very excited to get this game. Beetlejuice is coming Monday. Man, did you get the butter cabinet? It's gonna be a very fun game to unbox. Yeah, new interviews. Okay. All right. I gotta get set up with the recording of like Zencast or whatever it is, so people can just dial into like I guess it's like a Zoom and we can do it easily like that. It's gonna be we'll get it going. A show with Brenda is always fun. She's got a good point of view on all of this. I think she level sets me very nicely. Say this, it's like the sunny weather is just it looks so beautiful and warm out, and it's freezing. It is below 32 here. I got to walk and go get my car later because I left it in town because I was drinking at dinner. It's the beauty of being so close. I can walk home and leave my car. I've left my car a bunch of times. I don't want to Tiger Woods it, What a disaster, Tiger, man. It's like feel bad for the guy, but like get help. Like he needs it. But I really, I always tell people take an Uber. Don't get in a car and drive when you've had too many. I feel like cops just wait too around these restaurants. You don't want to ruin your life and someone else's life. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Take an Uber. Yeah, I don't get why Tiger doesn't have why isn't he like in the back of a Rolls Royce with a professional driver. I would have like a Jet Li Japanese martial artist be my like chauffeur that takes me everywhere and kicks ass at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is there's nothing that is an excuse for him getting in cars while he's inebriated. Mm. Where's Sad Boy with the $50? Let's talk about Pokemon LE. We'll talk about Turner. We'll talk about so I'm in the Winchester thread. Let's start there. Uh, Seems like there's like some adjustments required. I think the tower that falls over was hitting the house sculpt, and people are like having to file down apart. Not good. Not good. You shouldn't have to file down any metal on a brand new game. I think they'll fix these issues. I mean, this is why you don't want the early builds of any of these new games. You're the guinea pig, and especially a game like Winchester, which is not being made in high volume. Very few are out there, so you don't get a lot of like quality testing happening on these games. Like it goes from like prototype to manufacturing pretty quickly. And there's a lot in Winchester, man. Every time I see there's Sad Boy, baby. I was waiting for that 50 sake bucks for Brenda. Just don't talk about Tech Bros today and we're good. All right. I don't talk about tech. It's like, yeah, okay, we won't do it. We won't go on a tangent of social media destroying the lives of young ones. I I think I figured out the key to happiness. It's like tune it all out. Tune it out. Don't engage. I somehow think the world's gonna survive, and I think if anything gets us, it's gonna be like natural disasters. It's not even gonna be what we think. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like an asteroid. It's gonna hit the Earth one day, Armageddon style. And we're gonna be like, well, there goes my shooter lane. You know what I'm saying? Like when we see that asteroid coming, we're gonna be like, man, maybe I shouldn't have tried to keep my shooter lane clean all those years. Like no one's gonna care. I think the first thing I learned to be when you become like a new pinhead is like the OCD nature of like, what's the shooter lane wear? Remember when that was like the indication of a game's condition? Shooter lane. What's the shooter lane wear like? Stupidest thing ever. Fizzy, 100%, man. The world is what you make of it. It's what you put in between. So, all right. Let's do this. Let's have you guys dictate the topics today. I could go around the horn. We could talk about everything, but in the chat or on Facebook right now, let me know what you guys want to discuss in the world of pinball. There's a lot going on, a lot of news. Fallout is going to be epic, I hear. I've heard from someone at Stern that's seen Fallout, and they're like, dude, dude, like if you, I keep hearing Transformers and Fallout from, I'm not going to name names, but from someone very notable over there, and they're just like, we are very, very excited about what's coming. So I'm excited because, look, I think it's so nice that Stern every 4 months drops a banger. And we want Stern to drop bangers. Nobody wants Stern to drop like these mediocre games. Yeah, I made fun of the Merlin's Arcade Edition selling out. Turner posted that and then won't release how many numbers. Look. For some reason, I took down the post because I was like, you know what? I don't need to like be negative. Chris is a good guy. He's, he wants to celebrate his moment. But I will say that there's a lot of fake success in pinball where like the numbers aren't good and then you promote it as being good and you're like sold out, but you didn't make many. You barely made any. And the number is embarrassing. That's why you won't release the number. Like that, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like when I asked Jerry, how many total multimorphics have you made to date? He won't say. And it's like sad that you can't even say. So, it's funny about Predator too. It's like, have you seen these guys like 5 days left, 4 days left, 3 days left, 2 days left? Nobody wants your Predator, guys. Nobody wants this $12 to $14,000 Predator. It's just who cares about that game? I think Elwyn's going to come back with a banger. And I think he's really like going to be angry because Kong was like Kong was a bust, and Elwyn's not used to that. I think Elwyn and Yeti, I think Jeremy and Keith are gonna come back with something special. Charles said, "When do you get your Pokemon LE?" So I am looking. Mm, so here's the thing. I'm very, very, very excited to get Pokemon number 50. It will be shipped this week. And the moment there's like decent weather, I'm gonna set up the delivery with automated, and Guns N' Roses will go into storage at automated, and I will set up Pokemon. Saw a used Kong LE with Topper for 9,000. Yeah, man, they're gonna keep going down more and more. Predator is actually pretty fun. It's a worthwhile game, but there's so much competition right now. Perry said. Yeah, look, everyone I know who has a Predator is enjoying it. It's just I I just really don't want to play Predator with no Arnold. It's just the way I feel about the game. I don't know how. Yeah, I would absolutely play one on location, but I just don't care about an Arnoldless Predator. How much do you think Pokemon LE will be worth in 2 years? You think it'll be worth more than a Jurassic Park LE? 100%. Come on, that's not even like Jurassic Park LE lost all its value because they made two editions of the LE. Pokemon is a much greater property than Jurassic Park. And the other thing is this, gang. Jurassic Park doesn't have the assets. It's a great game. It's fun, but it's doesn't have the assets. Why bother storing GNR? Will you ever pull it back out? So the reason I'm storing it for now, few reasons. I won't get much for it. So I don't think it's, you know what I'm saying? Like I think I would get like 9 grand for GNR CE. And in my honest opinion, it's I don't I don't want to sell it for that. And I think it's worth more than that. I think years from now, Guns N' Roses is iconic. Like that game is, there will be a time when you won't be able to easily find CEs available. But I don't know. My whole rationale too is I might one day if I open up a spot or like an izakaya or a pinball barcade spot, I'll throw it in there. It's like a cool game to have in a spot on location. So that's why I'm just holding on to it, and I don't need the money, so it is what it is. Like I'm very content with my 1 to 2 pins in this house sort of approach to everything, and I'm gonna keep the garage is ready for a game as well. You have the movie code and change everything. Well, look, I mean, the thing about that is, it's not official code. I don't even think you can you do insider connected if you've got the hacked up Jurassic Park code? Um, I don't know. There's something about not playing the game the way the company made it that's weird to me. It's sad that I had to do it, but when you upgrade King and back alley creation mods and moving biplane attack mode, it's awesome. And the game's turn should have originally made. Yeah, look, I think people are gonna add King Kong clips to King Kong. And I just look, I think there's a certain few games recently that have just come and gone from the zeitgeist of pinball. And I mean, you don't hear anybody talk about The Walking Dead remastered. Like nobody. Like I don't even think they sold all the LEs. I don't hear anybody talk about it. I don't even know if the code is still got the pending approval on it. You don't hear people talk about that. People definitely talk more about King Kong, but Kong is it's a lead weight if you bought it new for 13. If you bought it new for 9,500, you're not happy. You're just I mean, it's kind of sad, but you can now get an LE for the price of a premium. And they all look the same. The armor's not exciting on the LE. It's a boring game. Like aesthetically, it's a boring game in my honest opinion. It's just it literally is one of the I think one of the most ill-conceived art packages Stern has done. It's just so jarring on the eyes when you stand in front of Kong. Look, you know, Tolbert, that's the issue with Kong, man. It's like great code, great shooter, but like hideous looking for a lot of people. And like look, if that game looked like iconic Kong movie poster, New York City, like throwback retro vibe, Kong would have been one of the most talked about, bolted to the floor LEs Stern has ever done. You know what I'm saying? Like people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on original King Kong movie posters, and the fact that they didn't make the game look like that was just a huge mistake. Kaneda doesn't play pinball. How many games have you put on it? On King Kong, I've put, I don't know, maybe 20. I haven't played. Look, but I'm not here telling you that Kong doesn't play well. I'm not here telling you that Kong doesn't have good code. I'm here telling you that Kong looks like a unicorn vomited all over the playfield. That's why people don't want to buy it, bro. No one's saying Kong doesn't flip well, but it looks like a unicorn like vomited over the playfield. And that's why people don't love the look of the game. If that's all you care about, you should be an art collector. I mean, bro, bro. So Tolbert, answer me why a King Kong LE is now like an $8,000 game. Like literally. With Topper, you're looking at like 9,000 for it. $8,000 game, bro. Why? Why is it lost $5,000 if it's so good? So, and you just Tolbert, answer me that. Why has the LE lost $5,000 if it's such a good game? I mean, that's it. That's it. Pokemon owners are not going to lose a penny. Inflated market? That's not why. It's not why at all. People are literally getting $5,000 to $10,000 over for their Pokemon LE spot. The pro plays better on Kong. Well, I Pokemon will lose tons. No, no, you guys don't understand Pokemon at all. Pokemon's going to go up in value. I'm telling you right now, Pokemon LE owners are not going to sell. It's a beautiful game. The LE package is awesome. It looks incredible. And Stern is going to just like code this thing to be like one of the best coded games they've ever done. And people are just going to have so much damn fun. And I really look, it's not going to lose value. You're never going to see a Pokemon LE for less than 13. I'm telling you right now. I will make bets with you. A year from now, you will not see Pokemon LEs for less than $13,000. Who wants to bet? Come on, make it public. Put your money where your mouth is. Kong plays well, and I like the flow, but I agree the art is not great. It's too busy in the art, but I do like the pin. You have not played 20 games of Kong. I'd be shocked if you played one full game. John, I've played 20. I played it a bunch at Automated. But John, I'm not saying anything negative about the King Kong gameplay or the code. So I'm kind of curious why people are like, what am I saying about Kong that isn't what everyone else is saying? Shoots great. Code is fun. They messed up on not having the King Kong assets, and they made the game look like Rainbow Bright, like a Skittles bag exploded. What? That's okay. And all the art packages look the same. That was the big mistake on Kong 2. You literally will spend $6,000 on a game that looks exactly the same as the $13,000 version of the game. I mean, I don't know who made that decision. I don't know why they did it that way. That's silly. I'll bet Pokemon is under 13 at some point. It's not going to be. Make sure you adjust the post by the left ramp. Return on Pokemon can bounce into left out lane. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to I think there's going to be a lot of good advice on how to set up Pokemon properly by the time I unbox mine. And I'm looking forward to it. Killian's really gonna have a good time. Game number 50. Game number 50. I do think it's kinda silly that, these, putting stickers on the boxes or even, like I also think it is silly, like, the plaques to say, like, "You've got the Charizard one of one edition." I think all that is just so foolish. I'll tell you why it's foolish, because it's not official from the Pokemon Company. It's not even like they don't and the you don't have the Charizard edition of the game. I mean, here's what happened. The truth is this, is that some dingbats paid a lot of money for the numbered games, like a lot of money. And they and they now are trying to justify it a little bit with these like silly plaques or stickers on boxes. And it's like, yeah, like if you wanted to pay $28,000 for a Charizard edition, you don't really have the Charizard edition. Okay. There's absolutely nothing. And you know what I'm saying too? It's like there's no there's nothing official about that. So it has no extra value. Like people are not going to pay more for number 6 versus 8 versus 35 versus 50. They're not. Like, I think every Pokemon LE is worth exactly the same. Now, if someone wants to pay it, maybe, but again, these things are silly. They're just a little I get it, but I don't get it. My LE doesn't have any inlane feeding issues post bud left ramp. Mm. You know you want a sticker, you admitted it, you paid for your LE. You admit it, you paid for your LE. What I mean, I requested number 50 Diglett just to have fun. I'll tell you this. Here's the other thing too. People forget this. There was like that mad scramble to get your number in because people thought that the character was going to be attached to the game. That's believe me, I everyone thought that and then they realized it wasn't really going to be that. Did you pay extra for 50? I think yeah, like I think you had to. I think it was something like to get a requested game, I wanna say it was like 250 bucks, maybe $500. I forget what it was, but I did pay whatever the fee is for a numbered game. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember how much it costs to get, you can request what number you want, and that's what I got. 1 to 10 costs more. I will tell you that the second game I had was within that 1 to 10 range, and, um a very nice gentleman paid Kaneda a very nice sum of money for it. I got a lot of money for my second Pokemon League. Uh, you know, hopefully that doesn't enrage any of you. The, uh, the buyer's happy. I got my name on a list long ago, and everyone's happy. I didn't rob any game from one of you. That's not how it works. Been away for a while. Out of the loop. Yukon Yeti looks really fun. Does Turner have a Winchester on its hands? The art package was more realistic and sound package better. Could it be a top tier game? First of all, thank you so much, Chance, for the $20. I really do appreciate it. And I will you know how it goes. When you pay, when you pay the man, you get to take over the show. So let's talk Yukon Yeti. I I think the sound was atrocious, and the sound is still pretty like, nah. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not much better. I think he changed it, but it's still like, mm. So the the game's art package, okay? Here's what I don't get is Chris keeps saying that they are open to feedback, and then he gets all this feedback on the art, which is unanimously negative, and he's stuck with it. Like he nothing he can do. So it's definite like and again, people have said this. It does feel like this sort of like Bible cartoon kind of style. Like I don't know why this is the same artist that did all the food truck animations. This was like Robert Mueller's guy. Like this guy's trying, look, and I get it. Like they're going for a certain look and feel. And I think they're going, they think they're like Disney. Like Robert Mueller, actually thought he was making Disney, like another Disney kind of company. Like that's how delusional he was. I don't think it looks good. I don't think it looks, like it's just not in comparison to the other pinball art packages, it just doesn't look good. And look, and it's not just me saying this. It's like all these people will say it, and then he's still doubling down on the artist. And that's where Chris's mistake ultimately will be is like you can't have it both ways. You can't say you want to listen to feedback and then ask people to be nice. Like he's asking people to be nice. I saw that. Like, and look, again, to ask people to be kind to someone is not a negative thing. Like it's a virtuous thing to ask people to be kind in life and not slam people. I look at it very simply like this. Well, yeah, like you don't need to be a jerk about it. He's not forcing anybody to buy this game. If you want the game, it's available. The big issue I have with it is the time frame. So I don't think Yukon Yeti is gonna it's gonna struggle to sell because of the time frame. I mean, I don't think anybody wants to go on a 2-year wait to get a game anywhere. And like I said on my show yesterday, once he gets to like 250 sold, I think you kind of have to have your head examined to buy one and be like in the 300 or 400 or 500 range because you're now well into 2027 before you get your game. And by that time, we know that some of the initial 250 games will pop up for sale for much less than $10 to $12,000. And you'll be able to get it and basically cut the line and not have to wait. And I don't think, when what's coming this year with Sonic the Hedgehog, Fallout, Transformers, Back to the Future, and Gremlins. Oh no, sorry, Goonies. Okay, see, you know what I'm saying? Like a 12K Yukon Yeti amongst that group, add in Beetlejuice, add in Winchester, add in all these games. You know, it's the manufacturing delay on the game is a huge issue for them. I don't know how. I really don't know like how you stay in business with such a slow manufacturing pace. Should have gone with a much better theme, like Yeti versus skiers or snowboarders, much like Bigfoot against. Yeah, the other thing I noticed, and again, I'm not. This is. I kind of look at Turner a little bit like they're off there in the corner doing their thing. I've no, I don't have any real issues. Again, everyone now knows what the reality is, and if you want to wait, it's on you now. I will say this: let me just move this a little bit. Okay. Oh, did I just mess up the sound? No. Okay, it's just in my ear. I will say this: what was I gonna say? Oh, hold on, I was just reading. Okay, so someone had like the theme versus snowboarders. They are expanding the factory, but again, even with the expanded factory, it's still almost like a 2-year wait to make 500 games. Look, I just know what's coming this year, and if you want a Yukon Yeti, you're gonna have something different. I think people are going to enjoy it. There's a little bit of this like all pinball is fun is kind of like a reality, and everybody knows that. So I'm not really like I don't think anyone who buys a Yukon Yeti is not going to enjoy it. Oh yeah, here's what I was going to say. I was watching the stream. Watch the stream. Go back and watch a stream of it. It's like nothing on. There's like no real anything happening on the screen. There's like no real code happening. It's just got like a map up and like nothing else is happening. Like there's not a lot of animations. There's not a lot of and I bet a lot of that's going to come. But it's like I don't know. I don't even think the game was ready to really show with so little in it on the screen. So, I mean, it's the same price as Beetlejuice. Does anyone know what Beetlejuice production number Spooky is on? That is a good question. I think Spooky's running a little behind on Beetle numbers. I don't think, heading into April, we're where we should have been. I think there's somewhere around like the 200 range right now. And I think, yeah, it's a little behind schedule. They're not at full capacity, I don't think yet. I really look forward to 999. I'm at the back of the line, and then I also need to get the 5 games selected, so stay tuned for that. I know I've been very slow getting the details out to everybody, but it's coming. Um, yeah, they made a lot of I think they made all the show games already. So, I think people are forgetting that Turner games are plug and play. You can build these things in a few hours. Well, that's the part that doesn't make any sense to me, man. It's like, they don't look like that hard to put together, but why does it take so long? Like, the expensive part is labor. I mean, that's all it comes down to. Do you have people there? Like, you can't make I think Turner to me is more of like a design studio than a manufacturing facility, and that's why. It's like they're basically, you're almost like garage building each game at a time, and again, it's expensive to do that. You don't wanna make you don't wanna only be able to make 250 games a year. Like, that's just like that's that's a tiny, tiny operation. Well, alright. How many of you out there have a Pokemon Elite? Have you unboxed it? I heard that Stearns shipped out the ordered games. So games where the dealers and distros requested numbers, but I don't think all of the LEs went out. I heard that I don't even know if they made all the LEs. I think there might be a little bit of a delay. So we'll see. I had a really nice combo with Mr. George Gomez. He's very excited for Killian to get his game. Um, yeah, I'm very excited to see Killian's game arrive. I think the team over at Stern is very happy that my firstborn is going to be smiling ear to ear with a product that they made. There's a lot of I think sometimes people think like these manufacturers can't stand me and this and that, and like I don't know, maybe, but I will say I have nothing but great relationships now with every single manufacturer that matters. I have a good relationship with Stern, with Jersey Jack, with American Pinball, with Barrels, with um Spooky. I mean, I call, they pick up. The door is always open for me to go in there and see what they're working on. Um, there's no negativity, and there's still that thread on Pinside where they're trying to take down all the content creators. I saw it pop up again this week, and it's interesting. It's interesting that like there is an anger towards those of us who make entertaining content about pinball on a weekly basis that gives people connection and fun and entertainment. And like, why would that be problematic? And it's weird too that I think some people are still stuck in like Kaneda's like reputation from maybe 13 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, uh, to be a grown man that is incapable of, I don't know, maybe giving people a second chance or checking it out. For those of you, I mean, there's a reason why we have the most subscribers out of any pinball content creator ever. It's not a ton, but it's still the most. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm somewhat successful within this nano space. It's weird that people are still angry about it. I don't get it. I don't wake up and think about any of those individuals, but man, I something I did to them. I don't know where I touched them, right? All the dealers should have their Pokemon LE next week at the latest. Gonna be great. you might be kind of a big deal. Like, I never, uh, I don't think that at all. I don't think that at all. But I think everyone has a choice. Like, you wake up and engage with the stuff that makes you happy, and the stuff that doesn't, like, disregard it. So Christopher Franchi didn't want me to talk about Beetlejuice. No, no, he didn't want me to talk about Pokemon. Is there any Beetlejuice news that we should be talking about? How's Beetlejuice going? Is there anything in the code that you guys want to see more of? Does it have enough moments of magic? I mean, I haven't played it enough. I can definitely tell you that visually it is absolutely stunning, and theme wise, it is absolutely brilliant. I actually really, really, really enjoyed shooting it. So, for those of you that think it has too many scoops, I don't agree. Are you coming to Pinfest? That is a good question. I need to check with Brenda if I can make it there. Beetlejuice is holding up on location. That's awesome. Kelly, I think you got it side by side, right, with Evil Dead. Wait, for those of you that have it side by side, does Evil Dead still blow it away in terms of having way more in it and mechs and movement, and like what's your comparisons between Beetlejuice and Evil Dead? Like, which one? So Evil still has a lot more, right? You like Evil better? It shoots better than Beetlejuice. See, I keep hearing like I hear both things. I hear some people say Beetle is better than Evil Dead. I hear people say Evil Dead is better than Beetle. Obviously, it's subjective, but Evil Dead Beetlejuice is more bouncy and energetic. Evil Dead is more moody. Both better than Potter. Yeah, I do agree. I think the call outs in Evil Dead really do separate that game and take it to a different level that Beetle doesn't have. So Beetle, it's fun, you're playing, but it doesn't have like the same call out magic. In fact, like I think they have call outs and they suggest you turn them off. It's more fun to play without it. So that's a little bit of a disappointment, right? It's like I wish they would have got the call outs to a place where they wanted them and they add it to the experience. Like it's weird to do call outs for a game and then recommend that your customers don't even use it. Like, mm, not sure not sure I like that. I think they should have figured out a way to make the call outs like work. Potter code is too chaotic. Well, look, I mean, you know how I feel about Potter. And by the way, Potter is about to go through a cultural crisis. They're it's not even about being woke. I just think the casting of the new show is just getting destroyed online. I feel bad for like, the dude who's like trying to, step into the shoes of what was it, Alan Rinkman, who was, from I mean, he was like iconic. And the problem is that when you take characters and you change their like appearance so dramatically, it just I don't know. Look, I am not racist. I am not any like I half my friends are from diverse backgrounds, but some things should just be left alone. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you could remake Star Wars and you could make Han Solo Chinese or black or like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do that, but should you? And that's the thing with Hollywood, man, is they just can't stop like making everything for everybody. And it's just why I think Hollywood is in a really terrible position culturally now. Like we don't look to Hollywood anymore for anything much of like I, I'm really looking forward to the new Star Wars movies. Hopefully they're good. I think Star Wars in theaters is an important thing. Goonies is a wide body. Is that true? There's a long history of radical recast in theater. Yeah, no, cringe take. Am I cringe, Steven? I don't know. Am I like being cringe-worthy here? I don't think so. I mean, just sharing my opinion about this stuff. Like, I don't even think they should be remaking Harry Potter to begin with. There's no point. It's a lose-lose. It's like remaking Lord of the Rings one day. Like, it just you don't need to remake everything. There's just it's just laziness in all these remakes. Steven Emmett. I don't okay, bro. I'm like, Steven, I don't what's cringe about my take? I would love to know. Like, this is what's weird about the modern world. Did anything I just say, like, offend anybody or was cringeworthy? Stuff in art get remade endlessly. Yeah, but Steven, it doesn't mean you should. You know what I'm saying? Should everything be remade? Why? I don't think everything should be remade. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so, like, if you remade Back to the Future and made, like, Marty McFly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stupid. Like, someone else. It was never gonna work. I love that Robert Zemeckis said Back to the Future will never be remade while he is alive. It's been happening since the Greeks. Uh, well, look, I am like, I'm really, really hungover. No, which is true. I absolutely, absolutely am so excited for this year in pinball. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, how exciting is this year going to be? Sonic is going to be insane. Fallout's gonna be epic. Transformers is gonna be Transformers, man, when you hear that theme song and Peter Cullen doing the call outs, and I heard that Transformers has one of the most incredible mechs Stern has ever done. I absolutely cannot wait. I'm in on Transformers LE. How many of you are on the list for Transformers LE? I'm definitely gonna buy one and scalp one. You can't stop me. You can't stop Kaneda from making a little money on the side. It's funny because dealers will line up those Pokemon LEs and just do the math. Each one of those, a dealer's making $2,500 on for doing what? What did they do? I always find it funny when people like thank their dealer, like thank Stern. Well, what Zach, Melissa, Mike, I get them, all good people treating their customers right, but they didn't do anything. They didn't get, you know what I'm saying? They didn't lift a, they literally took a game went from Stern to them to you through a shipping company. What did they do for that $2,500? You know what I'm saying? Like, thank Stern, thank George Gomez, thank Jack Danger. Don't thank like your distro. Like they did not. I'm gonna get in trouble with my distro friends today. Yeah, I mean, all they did was like, I get it because they gave you a game and not someone else. That's why you're thanking them. I get it. Like you're on, you're in good with them. That's like we are back, and I mean this. We are back to a place now where you better be in good with a few distros. You know, I don't even know if like people email out even opportunities to buy games anymore. Joe Newhart used to send an email. I think like Trent used to do this, and maybe JJ, right? Right. Like they used to send out emails, and it was like kind of first come, first serve that could order the game. I don't even think they do that anymore. Like Game Exchange would do that. I think these things are like spoken for now before the games are even announced. So, getting good with your distro and dealers. And I always say this to people, money talks. It's that simple. These relationships are all conditional. People have their favorites. Something that we do a bad job of telling our kids about is like that their favoritism exists in the world. It exists in nature. It exists everywhere. And what you want to be is not one of those crybabies in the corner who's mad that you didn't get a table. What you want to be is someone who understands how to get into someone's good favor. So, we're going to teach my kids is what I've done. Get in people's good favor. Don't complain like a baby. Get in their good favor. Figure out how to do that. What Some of it might be money, some of it might be personality, some of it might be, just get to know them, build a relationship. You like my Pikachu, Jeff? I love it. Um, the distro will help Kaneda out when his game gets a boo boo and Kaneda doesn't know which end of the screwdriver go. John. I'm feeling like we need to hug it out, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know you're no longer a Kaneda Club member. You should be. We love Jack Barr. We love John endlessly. I know, man. I already know what you know. You know I don't play much pinball. And that's not why people listen to Kaneda's pinball podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have never, I've never positioned my show as a show about gameplay. It's just everyone else does it. My show is about the market and the community and like the companies. Like it's like I'm analyzing all these companies, what the moves are and what's happening within the community. That's what I talk about. I could care less sometimes about the pathway to the final wizard mode. I'm just going to open up the coin door, bro. And I opened up the coin door and got to the end of Harry Potter in 20 minutes. And I knew when I did that, I was like, man, I would never be able to see this if I was just trying to get here on a 3-ball game. These games have issues, and that's when a distro steps in. Yeah, look, guys, like when I love it doing it, like the distro steps in. Dude, all they do is email the company. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, they're middlemen. They are middlemen. This whole network existed before the internet because you needed these dealers to buy the games for the arcades. Like you guys do understand this. Like there's a big margin to be a middleman, and that margin, I'm just you're going to see more and more of these companies selling direct though. It's going to happen. Spooky's going to do it. Jersey Jack sells a lot direct already. But buy from your distro that you like, and that's it. I think the phrase I'm about to say, everybody can eat in this hobby. The distros can make money, content creators can make a little coin on the side, the manufacturers can make a lot of money. Everybody can eat. And that's good. I'm happy to see people successful. I don't wish ill will on anybody out there. I definitely, I haven't talked about it, but I'm still want to get up my sort of Kaneda dealer site. It's coming, and I'm going to sell games. I'm most likely going to sell games at the market value. So, okay, let me explain what I mean by that. If I can get my hands on a bunch of games, and I'll sell it at the market value, and people can kick and scream, or they can buy it with no hassle. And you'll get the backing from a dealer or distro for customer service. And you can trust me. I mean, I'm not going to burn anybody. I'm not going to sell someone a game I don't have. I'm not going to leave anybody hanging with issues. I'm very public. And that's the thing is like when you're a public facing figure, you can't burn people. Like it's too easy. You said they do nothing. Well, John, they don't do anything on these like LE sales to make the money. Come on, John. You know that, right? It's not about. See, the thing is this is the dealers make their money on the hot LEs like this. And look, a lot of it is offsetting the major losses and risk they take on some other titles. Like people forget that Stern shoves a lot of premium and pros onto these dealers that they don't even want to get those LEs. So I understand the way the whole game works, John. I understand. Look, I mean, the person making the most money for doing probably the least is Project Pinball. I mean, they're making like almost $1 million a year, almost $1 million a year, and that can has been kicked around a lot this year. People are catching on. You know, the moment they got a Yukon Yeti auction already, you know, or raffle. These raffles are ridiculous. That's where they're making all their money. And all the why are the kids why is Brenda back with another mother and their kids coming into our house right now? What is this wasn't the plan. They were supposed to go get pizza and Brenda's telling me to shush. Here comes Killian with his Easter basket. And he's running onto the street. Brenda, bad mom. You know what is amazing about kids? Like they're not affected by the cold. They literally are just having fun. Oh man, he's such a beautiful boy, Killian. He's like waving. He's so kind and sweet. Brenda's done such a good job raising these two little boys. I can't wait to turn them into two gentlemen. I've got a great book. It's called Gentlemen, and it really every man should read it. I should have read it earlier, but it's really like, oh man, there's two kids. This is not going to be good. Why? Why, Brenda? Go. No word on Resident Evil. I've been asking for an update. I don't know what happened. Read 7 Habits of Highly Effective Pele. Pele? People? Everybody poops? Yep. I think it's a responsibility of a father to raise their children to have manners and I do, you know, look, I put on a lot of theatrics for this show and dress like a clown many times and wear stuff that's purposely provocative and shocking. But my mama raised me right. Like she raised us right. Like I understand how to, it was interesting. I was on the train the other day. It's shocking how like men don't get up and give a woman a seat anymore. Nobody does. Like we've all become rude. I mean, everybody. Like nobody knows how to treat and be respectful like people used to be. I mean, people used to go to like Yankee games in like suits, with like top hats. Everyone looks like a slob now. It's amazing. How do you feel about Disney destroying Star Wars since our kids are named after it? Well, here's the thing. Disney did not destroy. Disney created Andor, and that show is probably still the best Star Wars content ever. If you haven't seen Andor season 1 and 2, I think you've missed I think it's better than any Star Wars movie ever. The story of how the rebellion forms it's the greatest. I think that's some of the greatest Star Wars moments ever. So Disney didn't destroy my Star Wars. I don't care about like Ashoka and some of the other crap, but Cassian Andor will always be, I think, the most badass Star Wars figure of all time. And the story of Cassian Andor and the sacrifices he made and his character arc is just incredible. Well, the last trilogy is just horrendous. I mean, I don't even think about it. It's also weird that they didn't write the 3 movies before they started shooting them, and that was, like, the big issue was, you go from I think J.J. Abrams teed it up nicely with The Force Awakens, and then Ryan Johnson just destroyed it with, like, what he did to Luke. Like, he turned Luke into such a loser. And, the whole world is, like, waiting for Luke to come back and kick ass and use the Force in, like, the most incredible, awesome, like, literally, people should have been jumping out of their seats, applauding. Like Luke's return should have been like Yoda fighting Count Dooku, and the way Luke throws the lightsaber over his shoulder and doesn't want to and just whines like a baby the whole movie. Sucked. Like, and Ryan Johnson wanted to make him that way, like this pacifist, woke loser character. Like, so annoying. And then, and John Favreau like corrected that. Oh, sorry, I lost my. He corrected that with one of the most amazing scenes ever in The Mandalorian when Luke comes to take Grogu. Like, that scene is insane when you see that X-wing appear and Luke just takes out all the bad guys. Like, that's what we wanted. Not just like a hologram of Luke on the battlefield and Kylo Ren more screaming more. Like, it was just like so pathetic. And I will say this, the like, how awesome is Rogue One? Like, how awesome was that scene with Vader coming through the door? Like, I don't think you've ever feared Vader more than what they created in Rogue One. Now, what's interesting is when I watch Rogue One now, it feels fake. It feels like CGI everywhere. Andor's shot way better. It's grittier. It feels more real. And also, like, I loved Rogue One when I first saw it, but seeing it now, I'm like, wow, you really don't get any of the impact of the characters. They don't develop them nearly as much as they do in the show. And it almost like I don't even need Rogue One, now that I've got Andor. Well, I think what's happened with Marvel, guys, it's like it's all over the place. I don't even know where it is in this. Now they're gonna like bring the Doctor Doom scenario and like Fantastic Four was boring. It was like all right, but it was like I don't even know where we are. What multiverse are we in? And they didn't tie it all together like they did with Avengers. Like the Endgame Avengers is just all those movies, the 20 years starting from like Iron Man 1 to Avengers Endgame is the greatest. You don't need to make it ever. It's just so good. Like Endgame, the two movies with the Infinity Stones and Thanos and look to your left, Cap. And when those circles open up and Captain America's about to be killed and all the Avengers come and like kick at like it's incredible. That reminded me of like Two Towers, like the battle for Helm's Deep. It was that good. It was epic. People were going, they were losing their minds. We were crying in the theater when Spider-Man dies at the end of the first like Infinity Wars, like literally like tears. And I felt the same way with Lord of the Rings, like the epicness of it, the scale and the characters. Like they nailed it. People want to feel something, man. They want character development. They want good storylines, They don't want to be they don't want you to shove, this agenda down their throat. And that's the thing, right? Is you don't watch like any of those Marvel movies and are like, there's just a diverse cast, And it's like, it's not forced on you. I mean, I almost feel like if they made it now, they probably, oh, Captain America's gay. They would have just done something like that just to do it. You know what I'm saying? They would have shoved something like that into it now. Oh my God. Again, I have so many gay friends, more gay friends than probably all of you. But I like even they're just like, what, like, the whole approach it has the reverse effect. When you try to normalize things by pushing them into things that they don't normally like, it's just you can do it. It's not going to be effective. It actually turns more people off to your agenda. Mm. I'm very jealous of my gay friends who are like of similar size because they have twice the wardrobe. It's like I have a twin brother. Like we should just share clothes. You buy that Gucci blazer and we can share it. um, what else you guys want to talk about? We got another like half hour. I'm having a great Saturday. I'm feeling good. Um, the family's in the house with their friends. I'm gonna go walk and get my Toyota in 30 minutes because I drank too much at dinner and walked home. Or no, Brenda drove. She didn't drink that much. But I met her at dinner, so I drove and then I left the car in the village in a parking spot behind the restaurant in a space where nobody can hit me. Tiger Woods, y'all. What a disaster. He looked like such. Do you guys watch the Justin Timberlake? You got to go watch the Justin Timberlake police body cam when he got arrested in the Hamptons. The dude is like out of his mind. And he's like, I just had one martini and I'm following my friends home. And then this annoying woman shows up who's probably like his publicist friend and is like, come on, don't you like bye, bye, bye? And, cry me a river. Like, I'm bringing sexy back. Like, she's like, can you just let him go? Like, dude is swerving all over the road out of his mind. Couldn't even walk straight. How many cars is he going to roll? I know, like, man, rolling over is like not that's not a good thing. Do you think American Pinball is doing Tony Hawk? Good question. Great question. Thank you for that question. Um, I don't, I don't, I don't think so. I'm not sure Tony Hawk would really. I don't know if it would sell that well. I worry that like the code on it or just the storyline would be a little thin. When Nickelback and Creed did a Cheetos commercial recently, I said, "We might be coming back, folks." What? Look, I think I don't know. I mean, look, I would love I don't know. I mean, like skateboarding pinball machine, I definitely could see, that homebrew game is cool. The ramps are really neat. It could work. Could work. Look, I will say this. I people drink and drive a lot. And people with money do it a lot. And I see it in these restaurants. I'm like, man, these people are like, they're going through like 2 bottles of wine and then they're getting in their car. And I'm like, what are you doing? I, I've learned that there's nothing smarter you can do than just leaving the car and get an Uber. You can go back the next day and get it. How strong is Justice League Super Friends from I think it's a strong rumor. I think we're gonna see it. I think Jersey Jack is I think Justice League could be Mark Seiden's next game. I'll tell you why. They've got a really strong relationship with Warner Brothers. So I definitely think we're gonna see whether it's Justice League or Superman. I think Jersey Jack's got it. Hello Kitty Pinball. No, Pokemon. Will you allow Kaneda beetles to be flipped? Go to someone. No. So there will be part of the conditions for the Kaneda beetle machines is there is no transfer of. Now, look, I can't stop once we ship it, but the 5 games will be shipped to the 5 winners. There will be no transfer of spots. That's all I can do. After that, I can't stop someone. It's their game. They're going to be paying for it. It's not like they won it. If I win, it's going on location in my arcade bar. Do you have one, Hans, already? A personal game? Mark is doing Avatar 3 Fire and Ash. No, he's not. They are not gonna make another Avatar. Look, I didn't even did anyone see that movie? I did not see it. I don't care to see it, and I think James Cameron's done. I think this is the last one. I think he realizes nobody gives a crap anymore about Avatar. It's soulless, bro. You can't even name, like, 3 characters. It's just soulless. I feel nothing for these blue characters. This computer's dying. How much time we got? We have 15%. Should be perfect timing to get to the end. Oh, you guys are not the best on the Brenda Sake. Like, so we only got $70 today. Guys, we usually are closer to 200 now. Come on, Brenda. Don't you want to get Brenda drunk? It's my only chance. Get this skinny Irish sassy. She gets sassy when she gets drunk. Like, it is. There's like one. There we go, Fizzy. There we go. Come on, Fizzy. I like. There we go. Look at Ozzy. Damn, bro. Damn. You just. It's your show now, Oz. Ozzy with $100, bro. I love this man. I love your Cybertruck. I love everything about. We're like brothers from another mother. Like, I can tell. I got to come down to Florida, bro. We got to hang out. And dudes, come to New York City, man. Let's go to my Japanese jazz bar. Let's have a night. I helped Bill Brandis, his friend, get into my Japanese jazz bar. Dude is like an architect. Line is around the block. My friend ushered in through the secret entrance, right to the bar. They love me there. I love them. You know what I do every year? I ask them, I don't even care like if I've seen them all. I ask them every year to write down everybody's name who works there, and I give them a very nice holiday gift, a tip. And I will say, I did this a few years ago. There was a moment where it was like, well, where do we really want to like give gifts to? And I was like, well, I want to, like my parents don't need anything. Like my brother doesn't need anything. Like I want to give back to the people in the service industry that work really hard and who, have created a place that makes me feel special. And that's what I do. Kaz, I appreciate the 99 cents, bro. You guys are the best. You guys are absolutely the best. This always annoys the Kaneda haters. They're like, well, poor St. John's, man. They covered the spread. I will say I did get drunk last night and put a sports bet on. I bet on the game after St. John's Duke. I bet the under. And I hit so easily. It was like under 181 or something, 183. And for like 10 minutes, both teams just stopped scoring. Nothing like a good under bet where you just know, like they've got to score 38 points in like 20 seconds or, I love it. Sports betting's stupid though. You know me, I'm very honest about it. Like I will lose that money right back. That's the more you stay in it, the more you're going to lose. Yeah. Look, whenever anyone wants to get into Tommy Jazz, you let me know. Thank you, man. Mason, brother, you guys are too generous, man. You really do keep Brenda inebriated on Saturday nights. So thank you. No, but I really do appreciate, I was talking to someone at work and it's interesting because I work in a place where, corporate America like raises. Oh, we got 1,200 stars here on Facebook. Thank you. Whoever, let me see who gave these stars. Let's see. We got Ted, thank you. And Greg, thank you guys. This great woman I work with, she's a strategist, and she's like, do you have like podcasts? Like, what's with the mic? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, just do it on the side. You got to remember, these companies are giving people like 2 to 3% raises, like 2 to 3%, which is not a lot, right? Even 2% of 100 grand is not a lot. It's $2,000, right? It's like, and these people aren't all making 100 grand. So like, it's just funny that everybody can like add some value to a community and make a little on the side, and it makes everybody feel good. It makes you guys feel good. It makes me feel good. It makes Brenda feel great. Um, and I love it. And I love giving recognition to the club members. You guys are the best. I do think we have the best club. I mean, it's the chat is incredible. For those of you not on the chat, it's super fun waking up every day and seeing like where we're at. It's a good cast of characters. It's a little sloppy because it's just never ending. It's not we don't I don't like Discord. I like the Patreon chat because it's like it's just continuous. I don't Discord, I don't need all these different threads and making things searchable. No, it's kind of like, you know what I love it? It forces everybody to be present. That's why I love it. There's no looking back. There's no thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. It's like it's such a here and now thing. And I understand some people are like, well, make it this, make it that. But that's why I like it because when you jump into the Kaneda chat, you are in it live and present with a topic. And you know what I'm saying? And that's why I like it. I don't I and every new day is a new day. And we it's like we take that conversation in a lot of different directions. That aristocrat doing casino gaming art. Franchi, what's up? Come on, Franchi, give us leak back to the future for us. Um, look, I hear the kids screaming, and I'm like, it's like Cass is so adorable. Like he's like watching a little boy learn how to like really talk and communicate and tell you what he wants. He's like lollipop, la pop. I'm like lollipop, la pop. We are miracles. How like how do we exist like from a single cell? Like when you think about how like a woman creates us and we make pinball machines, Neo Geo, like art, like it's man, we're such miracles. It's I, I don't understand how people don't wake up and just like really feel that every day. You got to remind yourself of that every day. You know, it's too much. It's too easy to like go in these like man these. I will say this, like, I went out to this great place, get a great happy hour, and the bartender is this kid, like, he's, like, 30, and he starts going off on this tangent about how we need to go back before the colonial era, and colonization ruined the world, and he was so negative about everything, and I'm like, "Bro, you're 30. Go get drunk and go get laid, and stop praying to live in a world before colonization." Like, you could do that and become an extreme psycho and be unhappy every day, or you could just appreciate that we live in the best of times. Whenever I take a hot bath, I'm like, man, for thousands of years, nobody could do this. Nobody could have like a relaxing hot bath and open up Pinside and read what a bunch of middle aged alcoholic men are feeling about pinball. I mean, that like, I love 2026 for all the things it gives us. I can walk to a village and go get a lobster roll. I can go get a great piece of pizza. I can drive a car that's exhilarating. I mean, why am I going to wake up and like be mopey about the fact that colonization happened? Like, and again, like, you know, again, it's academia. They've brainwashed these kids to feel bad about everything. I can't wait to raise my kids to be proud of what you have, be proud of where you live, be proud of what your grandfather did, be proud of what this family has, never apologize for it, never brag about it, never make people feel small because you know, we have more than most, but we don't have a ton. But just be happy. You've got a roof over your head, everything you will ever need in life. As long as I'm alive, I will help provide and so like don't be mopey and depressed. Like and I know it's hard, like, teenage years, like, we all were like that. Like, I was like that when I was probably the mopiest teenager when I was because it's hard, like, you know, it's hard going through all that. But nowadays, it's harder. Because nowadays you go online and like every, people, misery loves company, right? Isn't that the phrase? But I laugh at it all because, there's a kid who I know, I met him, he was bartending and he wants a job in marketing and he wants an entry level job. And it's just like, I talked to him on the phone, right? And he's like, yo, dog, yeah, that's fire. Like, I was like, man, who taught these kids how to communicate? First of all, they say the dumbest things. Like their adjectives and the way they articulate, they sound like idiots. And then they also like cut you off before I've noticed this about like Gen Z communicators. They don't wait till you're done saying what you're going to say. They're already saying something because their brains are so wired to just jump to the next, jump to the next. And it's like, whoa, bro, whoa, like simmer down. We had an intern presentation at work last year, and the interns presented their creative idea looking at their cell phone, their notes, and they present it sitting down. And you know what happened? People started clapping. I'm like, we're hiring none of these kids. Who trained these kids this summer? Who mentored them? Like this is garbage. I'm sorry, like they're adults. The problem is now you can't give feedback. You absolutely can't give feedback anymore. There is no like way to train people anymore because they can't handle it. And then you feel like bad, and then you get in trouble with HR, and then you're the problem. When I was really young in my career, like I wanted to impress the people above me. And to get on the good teams, you had to do great work and get noticed by them. They didn't give a shit. They didn't care about me at all until I made them care about me. It's a different world now. It's like they feel entitled to being coddled and advanced through the company before they've made a mark. And I say this, I have the same pressure on myself. Everyone at least once a year, you need to make a mark, whether it's an idea that gets executed, whether it's a new point of view, whether it's like, a workshop you've developed, you've got to make a mark. You've got to make a name for yourself. Now, I've made many good marks throughout my tenure at Weber. I love it. Like I've done some bangers. I've had some great years. I've had some off years. Like some years you just like stuff doesn't go your way, It's not for lack of trying. It's just the way it works. But I always tell these kids, make your mark. And I'm not like, I will help you get stuff sold through, but I'm not going to do the work for you. And this is the thing I've noticed lately too, is nobody knows how to like build decks anymore. Nobody knows how to present. Nobody, nobody like does the work anymore. And I told this to Brenda, I'm like, I'm too old to stay up to midnight, like making sure the deck's in a good place. That's their job. And the amount of times, I'll tell you this, where I've had like regroups and, the younger talent shows up with nothing. I mean, how would you ever in a million years show up to a creative review and not have anything? And then you know what they do? When I'm walking through the ideas that I worked hard on and stayed up late to make, they're the ones doing all the talking and giving all the feedback. Like, you don't get to say, shh, you didn't do any work. You don't deserve to give feedback. You didn't do the homework. Don't even come to class. It's ridiculous. You know what it is too? What's funny is they don't care. They're not motivated by like I don't know what motivates them. It's not the money. It's not it's funny because like in the end, what motivates me is creating awesome stuff for my clients, but also, making some decent money and putting some investment into into the markets. Like I want a better life for myself, for my family, for my kids. Like, and I also like stuff. I like stuff that costs money. I like pinball machines. I like lobster rolls. I like Gucci. I used to like Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to buy my wife a nice coat, a nice bag every once in a while. They don't care. Oh, they hate labels. They hate brands. They hate everything. They hate. Like, cool. Just be lonely and go on the internet and be single into your 30s. Like the amount of like people without they're not in any relationship, they have no family, no kids, no nothing, like, and they're alone. Like, terrible. I don't want to be alone. Who wants to be alone? You ever travel to a foreign city with nobody? It's not fun. Now, I will say this. Eating alone as a dad who's got a lot, that's a lot of fun. It's like, you always see that middle-aged guy at the bar and you think like, he's in heaven. Like you know what I'm saying? He's not, he doesn't want to talk to anybody. He just wants to enjoy his steak and his beer and he doesn't want to talk to anybody. You got Barlow, Franchi. But Franchi, you've got this community too, man. You're connected, man. You know what I'm saying, Franchi? You've got all these friends you've made through a hobby that loves you. Um, you know, I don't think a lot of people have that. I mean this when I say it. A lot of people don't really have like hobbies and fans and friends that they've made through something that they're passionate about, because you're not going to get it in a lot of corporate America jobs. Like like people tend to complain about work versus get excited to talk about it. Yeah. I mean, that's what it all comes down to. It's like, it's if as long as you have people to spend your time with, that's all that matters. I mean, meaningful relationships. I would take 2 to 3 meaningful friendships over, you know, thousands of people knowing you, but nobody. That's why you see so many like celebrities that are miserable and sad because I think they have like so many friends that don't really know them, and it's harder to have like meaningful relationships when people are always trying to get something from you and have an agenda. And I also just think too, like, not for nothing, and we all know this, like, we know this, like, drugs and alcohol will mess you up, and they will destroy your relationships with people, and you've gotta be careful. I tell this to Brenda, I tell it to, like, myself, I tell it to my friends, like, you gotta keep it together. You gotta keep it together. There's a reason why these things destroy lives, like, they don't, and none of it makes anyone's life better. Look, I love socializing. I like drinking. I you know me, I work for alcohol companies, and I love that I get to do it. I love a good Mick Ultra. I love a Bud Light. I love a Stella. Like, those are what I work on. I love all those products. I love Cutwater. We have Cutwater now. I mean, Bush Light. Bush Light is we just did an activation where we brought all this Bush Light to the March Madness game because it was like Nebraska versus Iowa State, right? It's like that was such a fun thing to do. Because there was all the news was like they're gonna run out of Bush Light. um, it's look, and I think it is important to go out and socialize and meet people and have conversations. And probably the most important thing with work, especially in corporate America, is you need to have. I'm just gonna say this. You need to have some nights where you kind of get a little drunk and lose yourself and become vulnerable in front of people, because that is where real bonding happens in moments of vulnerability. I always, again, I don't really care. I'll just say this: like the creative team I work with, I wish they did more of that. We just did it recently. It was awesome. Like, relationships were forged with people that I've never seen them like this. I haven't heard their point of view. I haven't, yeah, what I'm saying is, like, I haven't seen the real them until you go out and you have some fun. Like, we're in New York effing city. Like, why are we always just sitting at our desks then going home? Like, let's punch out at 6 and go get some libations and have some fun. Life is short. We're all gonna die. Like, you're not gonna get a second go at this. Everything else can wait. And you know what happens when you do that? When you do that bonding and you're gonna meet someone you might not have met that could open up the door for maybe your next job. You're gonna maybe meet your wife because maybe you met someone at work and you found out you get along great. And then, I met Brenda because of a coworker, was her childhood friend I didn't know that until I saw her picture on Tinder. I clicked her Instagram link and there he was. in all of her photos. I'm like, I know this guy. And then we went out. We went to Brass Monkey. We went to Joshua Tree. We went to Duplex all in one night. We must have consumed, I don't even want to say how many drinks. And here we are, happily married, 2 kids, living in the suburbs. I feel like I hit the jackpot. I'm living the dream. Absolutely, like, happy. Like, you couldn't, I will say this, you couldn't knock on my door and offer me $10 million for Brenda, $10 million for Cassie. I wouldn't sell any of these, nor should I, right? But you know what I'm saying is, like, and I see people who get, like, so, like they marry the career. And my point that I was gonna make is when you have fun and you bond with your team and you become family versus coworkers, the work gets better. That's how you approach your career. That's how you're gonna get to better work, better ideas, because you know what you won't do is you won't give good feedback to people you don't like. You won't challenge people to make their ideas better if you don't trust them. One of my best friends at work, her name's Emily. She's awesome. It's like she's so talented. She's so creative. She does the best work, right? But she's a creative, she rolls in late. She leaves when, I'm like, and she's got a kid and another on the way. She's like, I let her like just, I don't ever say anything about why you coming in at noon or one. Like, it doesn't matter. When the moment her pen hits the paper, it's pure genius. But she's just cool. And we go back and forth. Like, we'll have moments where like we're arguing like brother and sister on the Teams chat, and the rest of the team is like, what? They're so like concerned. And I'm like, no, this is healthy. This is healthy. This is how 2 creatives should be talking to each other, jabbing at each other at times. Because in the end, we do that because we're so good in terms of our friendship. And if I'm not giving you feedback and I'm not talking to you, you should be worried. But they don't care. The kids don't care. I have all the relationships with like the senior leaders and the, great client relationships. They don't care. Now, look, I'm not like, I don't hold any grudges. I want to see everybody be successful, but it'd be nice if every once in a while they would like try to hang out with me. I've got my crew, I've got my people, but I'm just saying, I'm very easy to win over. Like, let's just go to Tommy Jazz and have a good time. I've got a good crew at work. Like, it's funny. I am, the beauty team girls, they love Kaneda. We go out. I've got these gorgeous young beauty team. I call it the Blonde Ambition Tour. They come. Brenda knows them all. They're all great. They're all in relationships. They're just so cool. And we go out. We have a good time. There's nothing like walking into a place with a good-looking crew and everyone's just having a good time. And that is it. Life does not get better than that. Well, it does. Kids, the best. Brenda, the best. Anyway, everybody, this computer is about to die. I'm on my soapbox. It's time to call it quits. Thank you guys so much for the money. Ozzy leading it with $100. Sad Boy. We've got FCHS54. Mason with the $20. Fizzy with the 2. Kaz with the buck. That means everything to Kaz. I love it. You guys are the best. $20 from Chance Hammer 326. Fizzy again with another $2. Love you guys. Have a great Saturday. Life is good. Pokemon LEs. Just text Franchi how much you love Pokemon. It's really what he wants to hear from you today. Love you guys. Be good. Kaneda out. Let's end this. Boom. Boom on Facebook.